It would seem that the Walt Disney Company is silencing Rachel Zegler ahead of the Snow White debut. Folks, you've likely seen that on YouTube. You've likely seen it across various articles. What if we told you we have something brand new? Gal Gadot, starring as the evil queen in the Snow White movie, has a very distinctly different story to tell. She has been unleashed, and she is not going to be silent anymore.
My name is Gal, and I'm Jewish.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we are learning new things every day about the world of entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do, and we love doing so. We also love it when Michelle, a force of light, stops on by. Michelle, welcome back.
Good to be here.
That's right. And folks, we need you to go over there and subscribe to Force of Light as fast as you can, because Michelle is, she's more than just a guest tonight. Michelle is actually the source as well. Michelle, I need to say a special thank you, because without you, I would not have known about this. And now we're going to, make Disney even more happy than they were before by disseminating the truth. And, I don't know if they're going to like it, but folks, you like it by clicking the like button. And Michelle, here's what we're looking at. On the same day that we found out that Rachel Zegler has essentially been silenced, and yes, we'll get there, by the House of Mouse, no talking to those pesky journalists and influencers and social media people. No. Well, Gal Gadot cannot be stopped. She has decided to come out, and she is loud, proud, and clearly not being muted anymore. Michelle, we're going to play it in just a moment, but before we do, how did you find this? How did you come across this?
It was literally just in my feed. I saw it and I was like, oh, it's Gal Gadot. And I was just like, let me hit it. And because I actually thought to hit it because I was like, I want to see what she says about this, because I wonder if that's why I felt tension on when they were at the Oscars together. So that's what made me kind of click it when I saw her.
And I agree. And folks, you should go check out the video of Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot presenting at the Oscars, and you can feel the tension. Well, it's obvious now why. As well, Michelle sent this to me, and when she did, I looked, Michelle, and I tried to find, is this new? Is this something that's being recycled? No, it's brand new. And that means that she's doing this intentionally, one would presume, at the same time that the Snow White campaign begins. So, folks, without further delay, we'll play it, let you see it, and then we'll tell you what's going on the opposite side of the spectrum, where Zegler has been, she's been zoinked by Disney and told, don't you even dare boink us one more time at the box office. Shut your yapper. Gal Gadot, definitely not. Also want to give a shout out. JTV is the host of this one. You can see JTV down in the bottom right corner. Not a channel that I'm subscribed to, not one that I have experienced before. So I'm not here to give. I'm not here to give praise. I'm not here to condemn. Completely, we're completely neutral on this channel. But we do want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and also shout out the fact that they're the one hosting this. Here we go. Here's what Gal Gadot had to say.
My name is Gal. I'm a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, an actress. I'm Israeli, and I'm Jewish. I'm going to say it again. My name is Gal, and I'm Jewish.
I gotta say, Zegler might want to hold her political opinions for a bit.
Oh, yes. I watched this whole thing, definitely.
Let's watch just a little bit more, and then Michelle, when we get finished with this clip, if you could explain to the audience why this is a big deal, what it is that Zegler has done in the past that might make this be a bigger deal than you would anticipate. We'll get to that. Here's the rest of the clip, folks.
Isn't it crazy that just saying that, just expressing such a simple fact about who I am, feels like a controversial statement? But sadly, this is where we're at today. I grew up in Rosh Hashanah, in the center of Israel. My mother was the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. Her father, my grandfather, Avraham Weiss, may he rest in peace, was born in what was then Czechoslovakia. He was the only one in his family who survived. His father died fighting for the Czech army when the Nazis invaded, and his mother and brother were murdered in the gas chambers of Auschwitz. He came to Israel with nothing and built a life for himself.
We'll pause there just to say that as this continues, Michelle, she goes on to say that she is refusing to hide her support of Israel any longer. She's done with it. She's proudly now going to talk about her heritage, her ethnicity, her ancestry, her beliefs, etc. And she goes on to even talk about how that she found solace attending a temple in Los Angeles for the first time and really getting back to her Jewish roots. Michelle, why, as we get started into the PR campaign of Snow White, why is this such a poignant thing for her to do? And why is it the antithesis of what Rachel Zegler has been up to?
Well, this is just interesting since her beloved co-star, Rachel Zegler, is a very much has been one of the Palestinian, like chanting. What is the chant from this, whatever?
River to I believe is what they say. And folks, we don't encourage you to say that. And YouTube, please note, we're only saying it out of the newsworthiness of explaining it, but it's not a pleasant thing to say because it's calling for very unpleasantness towards an entire group of people that we here would never advocate for nor support in any way.
Yes. So she likes to, kind of put things out there like that. She's very Palestinian heavy, and really doesn't offer anything positive. It's not like, let's both sides come together type of statements. It's more taking a side, and it is the Palestinian side, which is interesting since she's supposed to be on a press junket, I would assume, with this co-star who literally, you just heard some of her heritage. And in fact, I believe she said that 5 generations have lived in Israel of her family, which is very rare in that situation. But I mean, also Gal was in their military. So of course, what everything that happened, Gal just, you feel strongly when that happens to your country and your people. I mean, I get it. I think any of us would. If that happened to America, we'd feel strongly about it. So Gal even says in that thing that, she doesn't want to be political. She doesn't want to talk about this, but basically just kind of everything that's happened and just kind of made her want to speak up. So I feel that, again, that tension that I think you have a video on, it was very real between the two of them.
Absolutely. Let's go now to how the press is handling the Zegler situation, because the situation for Rachel Zegler playing Snow White, and of course Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen, but we think those roles probably should have been reversed. Zegler is in a very different spot here, and the way the press is going to spin this, well, we're happy to unspin it for them. We'll get into it. Here we go. It's out of The Standard, which is a website out of the UK. We're selecting it purposely for that reason. It says, Disney axes United Kingdom Snow White premiere amid racist and anti-woke backlash fears. Oh yes, I'm sure the bastion of free speech that is the UK, that they have such terror over there that people are going to come out and make statements. You can't even pray in quiet and private in the UK without being arrested these days. It's such a what would you say, offensively oppressive kind of place. But this is what they're saying. The real reason, we'll give it to you in a moment. Controversial remake faces a barrage of criticism, including over casting and lead actress Rachel Zegler's insulting remarks. Dominique Hines is the author here. It says, Disney has reportedly scrapped plans for a United Kingdom premiere of its upcoming Snow White remake amid fears of an anti-woke backlash, following a wave of criticism of the film's casting, creative choices, and comments made by its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. The highly anticipated reimagining of the 1937 classic set to hit cinemas later this month has already sparked controversy for its decision to omit the 7 dwarves from its title and replace them with magical creatures portrayed by live actors. Dominique Hines, let me just tell you something. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're 3 years in the past. Good Lord. The film starring 23-year-old Zegler has faced criticism from both sides of the woke debate, with some accusing Disney of straying too far from the original story. Typically, Disney remakes are celebrated with lavish red carpet premieres in London, true, but the studio has opted to scale back its promotional efforts for Snow White. Gee, I wonder why, besides the fact that it's already headed for a, flop-tacular state of being. According to Mail Online, the film will instead have a handful of tightly controlled press events. A source told the publication, Disney are already anticipating an anti-woke backlash against Snow White and have reduced the media schedule to just a handful of tightly controlled press events. That is why they have taken the highly unusual step not to host a London premiere for the film and are minimizing the amount of press questions that Rachel Zegler gets. And I would suggest, folks, that probably they're going to screen those questions more than Joe Biden at a press briefing. Like, Zegler is going to know exactly what she's going to be asked, and she's going to have cue cards telling her exactly what it is she's supposed to do. Michelle, the real reason for them doing this is not a fear of racist or anti-woke backlash. It's a fear that this crazy princess they have will pop off again and destroy the box office even more. It's projected to make $48 million in its domestic box office opening. They can't handle this going any lower than it already is, and she has the power to do so by saying more dumb stuff. Thus, they're putting the mute button on Zegler. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot, she's out there saying whatever the heck she wants to, and proudly so. Michelle, your thoughts on the way the press is trying to spin this to make it seem like it's the fans, it's society at large, and not this awful, atrocious Zegler?
Well, it's really just kind of more gaslighting. Like, as a society, like, I know that word gets overused, but it's overused at this point because it's done all the time. Like, they're going to gaslight us that, like, it's the fans, it's you people that have a problem with a Latino person. You're an ist, you're that. And it's like, no, like, she's just, like, really obnoxious. And we all know why you're doing this. Like you said, she could cost them even more. I mean, Rachel Zegler is more, you could argue she is more poisonous than, like, I think most people prefer Brie Larson at this point, you know? I mean, at least she's entertaining and amusing.
That's right. And there's no love lost between these two. As you asked for, Michelle, there it is. Take a look at this. There's the image of Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler at the Oscars. You can literally see that Gal Gadot is leaning away from Zegler.
Well, and let me point out, because we went over this on our channel, let me point out, with women, when two women walk on the stage together, you saw this throughout the night. They usually are like locked arms. They may hold hands. They show like kind of an like intimate, like we're cool. Like, especially when you're co-stars in a situation, and the two of them, Rachel like broke stride in front of Gal. They always have distance apart. They never touch, but here's the kicker. They never even look at each other, really.
That's right. Yep. Never even give a glance. It's clear this is an icy situation.
Yes.
And it should be, because Zegler has essentially used slogans that call for the elimination of Gal Gadot and her people. That's insanity. That is why Disney, this casting has been absolutely terrible from the beginning. Zegler, I don't know if she's just such an imbecile and so narcissistic, or if she's actually someone who really knows what she's saying and is calling for the deletion of entire groups of people. Either way, she is just anathema to success in every possible way. She's never had a box office win, not a single time in her life. The Hunger Games movie that she's in was the lowest performing of all of them. Her debut in West Side Story was an absolute bomb at the box office, an embarrassment for Spielberg. And now Disney is going to face the wrath of this woman and what she brings to the table. All that she seems to bring is vitriol. She's good as a vocalist. She's a great singer. But even just the way that she appears, whether it's on camera or on a stage, she just exudes contempt for everyone that she perceives to be dumber than she. And she is no brighter than a dim bulb at best. Michelle, I'll give you the final thoughts on this one. And what should we say here? The dichotomy of these two ladies and how they're being allowed to talk to the press. One silenced, one unable to ever be silenced now.
Yes, I think too. I think they also know they can trust Gal. Like, if you really look at Gal's career, in fact, the only thing she's ever said, I think that people, well, she had the Imagine video, but outside of that, as far as press tours, the only thing she's ever said that people have taken any issue with is when she was clearly repeating the party line that they gave her of she won't be saved by a prince. But it's like, you hear Gal when she's talking, like the first thing she mentioned, she's a mother, she's a wife. Like, she's not like the rest of them. She just isn't. But they can trust her to talk. She's not like Rachel Zegler. She's not offensive. And I doubt she even really wants to go there unless they bring it up to her as far as Israel and everything going on there. But she definitely is not Rachel Zegler, and I think it's very wise to keep Rachel away if you're Disney.
That's right. And you're exactly right about Gal Gadot. The only major mishap she's ever had is during the pandemic doing the Imagine song. Folks, let me tell you, unless the person is a very special individual indeed, probably not a good thing to sing Imagine when others are passing away, because that whole line about Imagine there's no heaven, it's just not a great thing to sing. And, well, based on my own beliefs about the world, luckily, it's probably not true either. Michelle, one thing that is true is that folks should get over there to Force of Light as fast as they can and click that subscribe button. Tell them what you're up to over there with your sister, Natalie.
Yes. Well, I put out my Daredevil review. I'm a huge Netflix Daredevil fan. I've got that out right now. We've got our first time watching reaction of Major Pain. Next week is Tron. So definitely come check my sister and I out at Force of Light Entertainment. We also cover stuff like this on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there.
And Michelle, I don't know if you know this, but there's been significant money put on the table for Valiant Renegade, our good friend, our mutual friend, Valiant Renegade, to go watch Snow White in person. And there are concerns that he might go into the theater and then belly crawl his way back out and pretend that he was there the whole time. Michelle, are you willing, able, and available perhaps to road trip to Louisiana and the two of us act as security guards outside the theater to make sure he stays in there?
It might be the only way to make sure it happens, you know?
That's right. And folks, let me tell you, when you donate that kind of money to these sorts of things, we're here to make sure that that is followed through upon. We will not allow, listen, we're going to make sure he eats out of the Snow White popcorn bucket. It's going to have extra government cheese or butter or whatever it is they put on those things. We're there. We're doing it. It's going to happen. Doesn't matter how sticky the floor is. We will persevere. All right. Folks, we need you to help us persevere as well. Click the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and tell us, do you think that Zegler is being silenced by Disney? Do you think they'd like to do the same to Gal Gadot and they can't? Or is she completely left to do what she wants to do because Disney knows they can trust her true? We'd love to know what you think down below. Join a community dialogue. Don't let your thoughts go unheard. And folks, until the next time, we have the honor and the joy of being invited into your day. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
You better hang on to your feathers, little bird. They need to put you in the show.
What? Jose, what are you listening to? You don't even have ears.
Vacation Radio 24/7. Original music on YouTube. Vacation Radio. WDW Pro Music Channel.
I have no idea what you're saying. But if you want to be listening to music, you should head over to Vacation Radio 24/7 on YouTube. One of the 100 other channels WDW Pro's been working on. Oh, and I have a song for you, Jose. Jose Cowabunga. He is Jose Cowabunga. He's Jose. That one seems a little bit foreign to you.